And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Crackfingers here. This is my first video of me doing a voiceover, so I do have a habit of speaking too quickly or not clearly enough. If that's a problem, I do apologise now. Just thought I'd do a video to show an overview of the Bounty Hunter class from Star Wars The Old Republic. I've been level 50 for about 2 weeks, week and a half now, and a lot of people are still wondering about the class, and I thought, well, I've experienced it, I've leveled it up, I've been playing it quite a bit. I thought I'd give my insights. So, the Bounty Hunter I've chose the PowerTech spec, which is one of two advanced classes that all classes in the game do have. The PowerTech is mainly a tanking class, but I've gone down the DPS tree of the class. When I have a look at the talent trees now, I can see the tree on the left is the defense tree, the shield tech. I've gone advanced prototype, which is damage, and pyrotech is the other damage tree, which is shared between the power tech and the mercenary advanced classes. So the main focus of the power tech is on fire abilities, with the top of this tree being Immolate, very powerful fire spell, which I'll show you later. But I'll just go through some of the talent choices I made. They're quite simple, the talent trees. You stick with one. I haven't seen many hybrid builds working at the moment. But down at the bottom here, 6% crit on all fire effects, bit of a no-brainer. 60% armor penetration on whale shots, which I'll explain a little bit later. 10-second reduced cooldown on me stun. I do a lot of PvP, so that's why I chose that. This reduces the cooldown of grapple and flamethrower, two very widely used moves, so best to get the cooldowns on them. Another no-brainer to me key abilities, Flame Burst and Retractable Blade, increases their damage. Another no-brainer, use your cylinders, which are over here, and this increases each one of the abilities and makes it more powerful. Then we get to the first ability in this tree, which is Retractable Blade. This is a key ability for playing Advanced Prototype. It's a melee range ability, and as you can see there, it deals instant damage and then puts a 15-second dot on the target, which is used to trigger Rail Shot. These two talents, Pneumatic Boots and Prototype Cylinder Ventilation, they are to do with the high energy gas cylinder there. Basically, when I have that active, I run 15% faster with this talent, and I vent heat, 8 heat every 6 seconds while I have this active. Move the tree a bit more, and we have 15% more damage on Retractable Blade's bleed effect, which, no-brainer, you get it. You need it, basically, so you get it. And this is the first really interesting talent I got. Gives my Flame Burst and Immolate a chance to make me have a free Rocket Punch, which is my second hardest hit. So if it doesn't cost me anything to do it, it's very useful to have. It also allows for a combo, which I'll explain in a bit. And then the first really powerful talent in this tree, Charge Gauntlets. When I use Retractable Blade or Rocket Punch, I have a 25% chance to make my next Rail Shot crit, and Rail Shot is quite a heavy hit, so having a guaranteed crit on it is obviously beneficial. And now my favourite ability in this tree by far, this is on a 30-second cooldown, and it gives me 8 seconds of complete immunity from movements, apparent effects, knockdown, and any other physics. I can't be grappled, I can't be knocked back, I can't be rooted, anything. And I also run 30% faster when I have that active. Call to Events. This is a very underwhelming talent. Considering it's so high up in the tree, and both specs do have it. When you use Vent Heat, which is this ability here, it vents 50 heat over 3 seconds. But it's on a 2-minute cooldown, and to get 7% of your health back for a 2-minute cooldown, and have to use a talent pin to get it, it's it doesn't feel really worth it, but you take it because it's there. And free healing, I suppose any free healing is good healing. I just think it maybe could do with little bit of a buff, maybe make it 15%. I don't know. And then over here we have Prototype Flamethrower. I took this ability mainly for use in PvE, but it gives you a stacking buff when you use Flame Sweep or Flame Burst, to increase the damage of your next flamethrower by 10%, and it stacks 5 times. So you stack it up 5 times, then unleash your flamethrower, and your flamethrower does a hell of a lot of heavy damage. And then another no-brainer talent here, you get critical strike damage bonus of Rocket Punch, Flame Burst, and Immolate by 30%. When they crit a hell of a lot harder. And now this is a talent that I skipped over. And I do a lot of PvP, but the way the PvP works at the moment, it's not really focused. If you're gonna die, you're gonna die in PvP because you have a lot of people on you at once. If you get to a point where we have like maybe a WoW style arena system, this would be a talent that you'd have to take to give your healer a chance for when you get locked down. And then there we go, top of the tree, Immolate. Just a very cheap move on a 15-second cooldown and does a hell of a lot of damage. And then I had points left over, as you do. So I took increases damage of Whale Shot. Whale Shot's useful, I use it a lot, so I get it. I'm a fire-based tree, or fire damage is done is increased by this talent, so I took it. And then increases your aim. Aim is the main stat of the Bounty Hunter, so I took that. So every time I get aim, I get 9% more aim. And then with the last 2 points, I increased Rocket Punch's damage as well, because it's one of my second heaviest hit, so make it even more powerful. And then here we have the questionable geared Bounty Hunter. This is the PvP set for when you hit level 50. I should have a red chest rather than a yellow one, but unfortunately I haven't ended it yet. And I'm just going to go down and pick on some SAM people to show off some of these abilities to you. I apologise, you can hear my keyboard, it can be a bit hard. So, I got these nice low level because I don't want to die in the video and make a show of myself. So one of my favourite abilities straight away, this is Grapple. Pulls an enemy to me and lets me unleash hell upon it. There we have Immolate. You see they're a very heavy hit. And that poor guy didn't stand a chance. And this we have Rocket Punch. Didn't crit, but it still does quite nice damage. And then there we go, Retractable Blade, which then puts the dot on it, which allows the use of Whale Shot. So I'll back up over here. There we go. Whale Shot's on a 15-second cooldown itself, and it can only be used when a target's incapacitated, stunned, or knocked down, or has a bleed, or any other type of dot on them. And then other abilities that PowerTech gets that Mercenaries don't. This one is Stealth Scan. Some of these nice little bots, and they come along and they reveal any unit in stealth. It has its uses. It's a lot better if you use it in the shield tech tree, because anyone you uncover will be stunned for 3 seconds, which is very useful. I'll just showcase some more abilities for you. Actually, it's something that was put in this game for the tanking classes, I think is a really good addition. The PowerTech has 2 taunts. I've got Neural Dart there, which is a single target 6-second taunt, and I have Sonic Missile, which is an AoE 6-second taunt. But when you use them in PvP, if I hit a target with Neural Dart, if that target isn't hitting me and hitting someone else, it has its damage reduced by 30%, so it aids to protect my allies. And the same goes with Sonic Missile, but that can hit an entire group of enemies if they're standing close together. Another key ability you get in the PowerTech tree is Flame Burst. Just a quick blast of fire, does a decent amount of damage and builds up that flamethrower buff. So I do flamethrower now, you should see it do quite heavy damage. And there you go. Now, there's the debate, of course, there will be a debate with every single class. I'm sure it's not restricted to Bounty Hunter, that, which of the advanced classes is better. From my experience, I've been doing a hell of a lot of PvP since I started playing this game. As a PowerTech, if you let me get close to you, I am going to do a hell of a lot of damage very quickly. Unless you have a cooldown or you're a healer, I'm probably going to kill you quite quickly if I have all my abilities up. The same thing can be said about mercenaries. If you let a mercenary stay away from you, or a mercenary starts hitting on you while you're like at max range, unless you have a way to close that gap or you can get away from him, he is going to do a hell of a lot of damage very quickly, and there's not much you can do about it to stop it. Mercenary can deal out a hell of a lot of damage, and they build up heat signatures, I think it's called, and then the heat-seeking missiles and their whale shot will hit for insurmountable amounts of damage. So I'm just trying to think what other abilities are key to PowerTech. Oh, actually this one. This is the second. We get 2 stuns. We get Electro Dart, which is a single second, 4 seconds stun. A single target, 4 seconds stun. And we get Carbonize, which is up to 5 target within 80 meters and stuns for 3 seconds. So I just aggro these guys over here. And then if I use Carbonize, oh, it didn't work. This has happened. This might actually be a bug. This has been happening several times today. I thought it was just because I've been doing PvP all day. I thought people were going to be immune. But I'll have to look into that. Hopefully it won't be a permanent bug and it will get fixed. But yeah, that's all I can really say. Oh, actually no, there's more I can say actually. PowerTech has 2 major cooldowns. Sorry, 1 major cooldown and a shared cooldown with Mercenary. Thermal Sensor Override. Which is a very underwhelming ability. For a 2-minute cooldown, it makes my next ability generate no heat. So, like, you can see the heat bar here. See when the heat builds up when I use abilities. Well, if I activate Thermal Sensor Override, and then I use an ability, it doesn't generate any heat. Which, I suppose it has its uses, but I just tend to use it on every cooldown, rather than waiting for me to be overheated, as all heat reduction is great for the bounty hunter. And then the big major skill we get level 50 is explosive fuel. This increases your range and crit chance by 25% for 15 seconds. It's a very powerful cooldown, and but unfortunately it's 15 seconds, so I can only get off 1 ML8, 1 whale shot within the time, which is probably by design. But it lets you do a hell of a lot of damage very quickly. Obviously these are not mobs to really scale me damage against, because they're only, what, level 26. But as you can see, many nice crits there. And I'll just loot for the sake of it. But anyway, I hope you this has given you some insight into the PowerTech tree. I probably haven't covered. There's probably a lot of things I haven't covered. As I said, this is my first voiceover video. So if you have any questions, please leave a comment, and I'll do my best to answer everyone. Okay, thanks for watching, guys. Bye now.